If you are alone, do not watch this video at all. And if you want to watch this video, then please make sure to subscribe to the channel. The world's most terrifying and haunted buildings. In November of 2019, a YouTuber named Brennan uploaded a video titled "Solo Overnight Camping in an Isolated Abandoned Prison" to his channel, Uncharted Travels. Brennan's channel focuses on urban exploration, and he frequently shares footage of himself exploring various abandoned locations throughout North America. In this particular video, Brennan decided to go on an overnight camping trip to an abandoned prison known as the Camp Bison Prison, located in a remote part of Ontario, Canada. As Brennan began his video, he drove 5 hours north from the nearest civilization and parked his car on a dirt road. Since no roads led to the prison, Brennan then hiked for another 2 hours to reach the abandoned facility. Given that he was in the middle of nowhere and hundreds of miles from civilization, this isolation meant that if anything went wrong, Brennan would be in serious trouble. Nonetheless, Brennan hoped for the best and eventually arrived at the prison. Once inside, Brennan initially explored the building to see if anyone was present and to find a suitable spot to set up his camp for the night. After approximately 15 minutes of exploration, he found no signs that indicated that anyone was inside. Brennan then decided to set up his tent in the first floor cafeteria.
I want to see if I can show you guys or find an area that I didn't see while during the day. This place is so much creepier at night. I think we have to go upstairs either way. So I think we gotta go down the stairs over here. Just listen to the rain.
After Brennan heard the loud bang, he immediately looked back and stared in the direction of the noise. Although the noise sounded like an object being thrown, Brennan didn't think too much about this detail at the time and dismissed it as the wind or the building's poor condition. Brennan then continued with his exploration and went down to the basement. But fortunately for Brennan, he didn't hear or see anything unusual during this time, and he eventually decided to go back to his campsite and call it a night. However, as he was walking back to his tent, that's when he encountered something once again.
There's something at the end of the hallway that keeps making noise. It came from this room at the end. Maybe it's just my imagination.
After Brennan heard the noises, he initially remained in his position and tried to determine their source. He eventually went towards the noises to investigate, but as soon as he got close, the noises abruptly stopped. This detail was particularly alarming, given that if anyone was inside the building, potentially a squatter or a homeless individual, then things could escalate quickly. The individual probably knows the ins and outs of the building better than Brennan, and could easily be hiding, waiting for an opportunity to ambush or even attack him. After this chilling encounter, Brennan had no interest in investigating further, and he immediately went back to his campsite. However, as soon as he entered his tent, he started hearing the noises again. This time they were louder and closer.
I'm in my tent and I keep hearing something outside. Sounds like it's in the corridor, one of the corridors. Of course now it's... Did you hear that? I hope that mic picked that up. Okay, let me get my shoes on. We're checking this out. It sounded literally just out in this hallway. Okay. The thing is, there's so many different sounds that come from these hallways. You can't tell what's what.
After hearing the noises for the second time, Brennan immediately stepped out of his tent to investigate their source. But despite searching everywhere, he unfortunately found nothing that could have caused those noises. After yet another failed investigation, Brennan went back to his tent and remained inside for several minutes, all while he contemplated whether he should sleep or investigate the noises again. But he ultimately decided to go to sleep regardless of who might be outside. However, as Brennan was trying to fall asleep, that's when he encountered something that completely changed the course of his investigation.
I'm finally gonna head to bed. It's about 1:30 in the morning. I'll see you in the morning. Holy, there's a coyote outside. Right outside my tent. Hey buddy, you want to leave me alone? I just want to go to sleep. Go away. Go away.
To Brennan's absolute shock, a pack of coyotes began growling and started circling his tent. Disturbingly, at one point the pack even tried to force their way inside. Brennan, terrified for his life, immediately grabbed his knife and began scaring them off. To make matters even more disturbing, given that Brennan was hundreds of miles away from the nearest civilization, he couldn't just leave the building and go back to his car, which was 2 hours away, and even if he tried to run back to his car, the risk of him being chased and attacked by the coyotes was very high, and all Brennan could do now was to remain in his tent and hope the coyotes wouldn't come back. But unfortunately for Brennan, despite initially scaring them off with his knife, the coyotes came back, and every time he got out of his tent to scare them off, they would return and would be even more aggressive towards him. Brennan, by this point, had no other options but to leave the room and somehow navigate his way into a different part of the building without being chased by the coyotes. Brennan, with no other choice remaining, scared the coyotes off and immediately ran up to the roof and barricaded the door behind him. Disturbingly, even from the roof, with the coyotes trapped below, they continued growling and attempted to find and stalk him throughout the night. Fortunately for Brennan, things did calm down after a while, and the coyotes eventually left him alone. Brennan then decided to leave the abandoned prison early in the morning, and he managed to escape the potentially life-threatening situation without any harm.
And my stomach, because I hadn't eaten, my stomach started grumbling. And just then I started hearing growling, like vicious growling. And that's when I knew they were not there to be friendly.
If you've enjoyed the video so far, it would mean a lot if you considered subscribing. Over 95% of you watching haven't subscribed yet. Your support really helps the channel grow. And in return, I promise to keep bringing you guys the best quality content.